What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another MFL video, where today we're going to look at the results over the past 2 days and how the progression of the teams are going. It has been a whirlwind, a roller coaster, and I've had some unexpected dubs and some very unexpected L's, and we're going to go through it all today. This week as well, guys, I really want to focus on some tutorial videos teaching you guys about like training, match XP, why it's important, and a few other bits and bobs. But today we're just going to have a little recap of the agency and see where things are going. And, we'll talk a little bit about Club 135 as well. I think the club's cursed, guys, and I can only blame you because it's your players, right? Anyway, if you are enjoying the content and you wouldn't mind dropping a thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, guys, if you haven't joined MFL yet, then make sure to use the link that you're about to see on the screen right here, because upon using that link when you sign up and spend over $25 on the game, has to be the packs and the club, you will get a free player, which is obviously absolutely fantastic. We so far got 354 of you guys have signed up. That is genuinely outstanding. And it's not all lost if you did join now. Late registration is still available until, I don't know when it's until. Whenever it ends. I'll try and get the information on that going forwards. But go and sign up, guys, and get involved into MFL and start your football journey. But this keeps popping up for me here, but I can't. Wait, what? Why is it treating me like a new user? New users only, 2 packs max per account. Get club now. Why would it allow me to get a club pack now? 2 packs reserved for me. Why? Give me some starter packs. I'll take some more of this. I don't know why it's letting me buy some new clubs, but either way, it's not really relevant. Now then, guys, first of all, as always, I would like to take you through the progression for the season so far, and we have had multiple tier breakers already. Okay, they're like the uncommons going to limiteds, but still, if we look at the current season of progression, look at these overalls. It is quite tasty. Boucher, who is a player that we bought for the Diamond Heist, and of course for the Diamond Heist we expect to get battered senseless every game. But Boucher, we picked him up. He got a +1, which is nice. Durika, which is a fullback that I believe, I bought for $28 from Scrub, who actually tried to figure out some loans for the top division for. Durika's done well, going from a 72 up to a 74. I would dare say that he is absolutely a shoo-in for a 75 rated card this season, which is absolutely fantastic. And we even got a +1 in defense, which is good. Dimidiros, who's my left back for the same team, he got a little boost in passing and also a +1. We've got Carranza here, who's had a good start to the season for me, actually. He got a little +1 in dribbling and an overall +1. Xander got a boost in dribbling and shooting with a +1. Intero got a boost in defending and physical with a +1, which is great because obviously he's a centre-back. Then we've got 3 tier breakers here. Rodriguez, Heinrichs, and Dragicevic. Definitely saying that right. Rodriguez got 1 pace and 1 passing. Heinrichs got 1 defending, which is great for him because he's a centre-back. And Dragicevic only got 1 passing, but a little +1 for him there. We've got a few other little boosts here on the +1s. 2 stats there, 1 stat there. Just some nice growth in general. And then when it comes to the other players that didn't get +1s but did get stat boosts, Cornelis is still absolutely flying. 2 days, 2 training sessions, 2 games, 2 passing already. Obviously for him, he really kind of needs to excel in either pace or dribbling to make him a truly elite player. But based on his kind of like first season success, the first season, he got picked up like mid-season here. Based on his first season success, that big boost, he has another season real similar and ends up as a legendary this campaign. I will be absolutely delighted with that because he will end up yielding so much MFL over the course of his career, which will be fantastic. Mantilla also got a little +1 there. And then as you go down the gallery, like some of these guys are picking up some stats, some of them not in key areas, like Beckman, our striker, got a +1 in defending. Alain got a +1 in defending for a cam. And then there was a few other little bits and bobs here. Naroki, the centre-back, got a +1 in pace. I mean, he needs it, to be fair. Jacquet got a +1. There's a few little +1s here and there, but nothing too crazy. There was a few good stats there, actually. Yeah, defending and physical in there. But yeah, nothing outstanding to start with. We've got 3 stats on Crows there. He's in one of the farm teams, mind you. But obviously, we're a huge fan of progression and just in general, the progression system on MFL. And got a couple of +2s there. It's just really nice. I love seeing the blue cards get the progression as well, guys. Bending seems to be a key one for moving players up a specific overall as well. But that's where we're at with progression. And so with that, guys, we're going to go through the results of the first games. 2 games per club so far. We'll just start at the bottom club and work our way up to the Diamond Heist. We'll end on Prestige 26. And I just want to have a look as we go into each result of what was expected from the team and how were we with the teams that we played. So for Evo FC Under 21, which of course was just leftovers in the end because we didn't manage to actually facilitate it with the Under 21 squad. What's better here? Is this better? Is it a bit bigger? We picked up a 1-1 draw versus Paris of the North. Can't actually recall. Yeah, 2 first half goals in there. I had less XG there, but generally speaking, a pretty good game. And Paris of the North, guys, are ranked 3rd in the division for best 11, which is crazy. But their actual best 16 average isn't so great. I'm way down the list. That's a really good result. Huarang are ranked 10th. They're one of the worst teams with me, actually. And in fact, let me show you this projections table here because it's interesting. This league is going to be real close. It's going to be a real fight. Kota RB are going to just take L's all day, every day, right? Unless they brought in some new players into the division. But then after that, you've got Huarang, Advantage, Evo FC U21, Mighty Whites, all around the same sort of best 16 average. And, you know, if you get a little bit of +1s and stuff on people, that's even better. And then the next guys up above it, like Sugget, Slackers, Tylers, and Ollie Pompey, are all within that region. You got the best 3 here. And it's like, again, it's good for me that I got the draw against Paris of the North because they're one of the better teams. So for Evo FC, we're currently up at 4th. The genuine aim here, we have got a 12th team in here now as well, which is it is this team here. It's Wollongong. But for Evo FC Under 21, finishing in this sort of like the top half would be great. 6th would be ideal. A 6 or above would be really nice. But we're up there so far with just a win and a draw. We've then got the MFL Experiment. These are club number 4944. So for the MFL experiment, we expect next to nothing. However, and again, it'll be interesting to see the snapshot after the transfer window closes because it will make a big difference. Have we got 12 teams in here yet either? No. For the MFL experiment, I've got a really nice league to be in with these like absolutely atrocious sort of like mid-50 rated players because we've got 11th, 10th, and 9th are all super poor teams. But then the best 16 average, so rotation obviously playing a part there, 8th, 7th, and 6th are quite competitive. And I'm not worlds away from 5th. 4th is starting to get a bit out of there. But yeah, like, again, we're looking at a potential upper top half finish here with the MFL experiment. And I did not expect that with these teams. I really didn't. So we got a 5-0 loss to the Lausanne Lions. And can we just take a moment as well? The number of games I played on match day 1 where I faced up against the best team in the league was ridiculous. It's nice to get it out of the way, I suppose, but also I was taking a battering left, right, and center on match day 1, and I just felt like quitting. I can't lie. Anyway, we took a 5-0 loss to the Lausanne Lions. We then beat Oscar's Mr. Zuni 2-0. Can we just take a brief moment to look at the XG on this game? And I need you to explain to me how we only scored 2 goals. 6.17 XG. That is absurd. It is absurd. And when we go to the match report and look at the attack for the boys, 1.84 XG for Xander, 0 goals. 1.87 XG for Rauch, 1 goal. Look at that, 27 dribbles. I love that. I don't know why my left mids are just always so elite at the moment. So the MFL experiment, guys, it's all right. You know, obviously this is one of those ones where towards the back end of the season is going to be important. You know, almost like the off season is going to be important for a club like this. But it wasn't so bad. We did all right there. The cost experiment. This one is another one of the kind of like clubs I just expect to get battered every single game effectively. This one as well is the worst team in the league by some distance. Like even the pyramid mags are like overall +3 on average, better than me across the board. And then Millers are quite bad as well, but they're all way better. As you can see here, though, we did take a 4-0 beating to Liberté MFC, who, of course, is Laird's team. So well done to Laird for picking up the points there, his first 3 points on the board. I'm expected to come last in this division. I will probably come last in this division. So, guys, moving on to the next club, we are going to the Agency. The Agency is club number 3992. I wonder if I'll eventually remember the club numbers. And we were expected here, unexpectedly expected in the Agency, to finish 5th in the division in general. Our first match was against the Barcelona Wolves, who, guess what, were projected bottom, and I could not capitalize beyond the 3-1 win. Of course, a 3-1 win is actually quite nice. I did get a red card. Maybe it would have been a bit more had I not got the red card. But yeah, we picked up the win on the first match day because there's only obviously 11 teams. Oh, there's 12 now. So who was the late addition? Who Saucy FC was. So yeah, we could be in for promotion here. This is a super competitive league. We got Kelta Tartan or Celta Tartan, Sarajevo, who have currently drawn and lost. Holy. And Ultimate United. They're like the top 3 teams in the division. And then it's kind of like really a free-for-all. So a nice win there for the Agency. We've then got Team Sweat. Now, this is a team that I want big things for. This one was set up to win, or at the very least, if not win, because, you know, sometimes you get put into those divisions with the absolute monster teams. This was one where I was kind of like, I want to get promoted. As it transpires, I am the best team in terms of best 16 average here with Bandana MFC. And then do you know the third best team in this division is Valencia CF? And we have absolutely smashed them 6-1. A phenomenal performance, dominating the game, performing very, very well. And it leaves me really excited that Team Sweat can indeed get promoted this season. So we played the Slovenia Dragons as well, who are also one of the higher rated teams in the division. So already 2 of the big games out of the way. And then tonight we've got the big one, Bandana MFC. So it's a big game, even though this early on in the season, because if I win this one, I've played the 2 best teams in the division. I've played 3 of the 4 best teams that aren't me in the division. And it should just be a real clean path then, you know, up through to the mid-season. But a really, really, really comfortable performance from Evo FC Team Sweat. And then it takes us to Spark to Glory. Now, Spark to Glory, 3919. This team's a bit of a frustrating one. The whole point of this team was to get loans off the market, but because of the way people wanted cards, or what, like because of the way people were effectively, it was difficult to get the players in. So it's a mismatched squad, and this is a sort of team as well where I'm going to get like significant training penalties because of the, like these guys here, the 65, 64, 64, 63, 61, they're going to get significant training penalties. My best 16 average is 57.8. So if we actually go to the MFL white paper real quick and have a little look at player management and then player development, the training, is it in this part? Maybe it's in the next part. Yeah, so the bonuses and penalties, that's a season match rating, and then the training penalties. So I am I've got an average of 57.8, and he's up to 65, so that's like just over 6 worse. So he's missing 17% match XP. Oh no, that's on the player overall difference. Here's a training. So he's missing like 5% in terms of the training XP. That's not too bad, actually. The XP a player earns from training is adjusted based on their overall rating compared to the average overall top 16 players in their own team. And then the match XP is based on your opponent, right? So obviously you want to keep that as close as possible as well. But yeah, in training, actually, the +6s, they're losing 5% of training XP. That's not awful, actually. It's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was a little bit heavier than that. And so basically all of these guys below the 57.8 rating have no penalty. The guys that are 59, basically 60 and below, are losing 1%. So all of these guys are losing 1%. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Either way, on Spark to Glory, I am the 4th highest rated team in the division. The team that I lost to, Osea Citizens, they are a little bit worse than me, generally speaking. But the Serang Tigers, they're way worse. And I couldn't put them to bed beyond the 3-1 win there either. But we've got our first win on the board. There's Josh with his win and loss as well. It's actually quite crazy as well how many leagues I'm in that either a friend, an industry friend, or like a community member is in as well. It's quite fun. Ideally, towards the end of the season, I'd like to be fighting for promotion here, but I think I'm like the next best. So you've got Santa Cruz, Parma, and Haya. So Parma here, Santa Cruz here, who have already lost, and Haya, who have lost their first game as well. They're the best 3 teams in the league by a chunk, and then it's me as like the next best team. So yes, I'm going to have to hope that they drop points all over the place and that I don't and finish in that top 3 spot. But Evo Spark to Glory's got a loss and a win. Then we've got Pack to Glory. Now, of course, this one is expected to take L after L after L. We are ranked in the league 10th from 11. We have got a 12th team in the league now, which is the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs. They lost their first game in there as well. But yeah, GC Youth are much worse than me. And then Boding Red Falcons, who have actually got a win already, are about the same as me. Everybody else is way better beyond that point. So this is going to be one where I finish just kind of in and around this lower end of the table. But that's not a problem. It's the whole point of certain clubs like this. And it's certainly clubs like this that I'll start omitting looking at when we go to results days and like look at how things are working. Like for players like these or for squads like these, it's more interesting to me, are the players getting progression? And the answer on this one is a little bit. We've gained 1 shooting on our centre-back. We've gained 1 shooting on our left-back and 1 shooting on our other left-back. Must have a good shooting coach. We've got 1 passing on our left mid, right mid. So a situation like this, though, when it comes to training, the training here is going to be really, really good because the team average is 47.1. So everybody that's 47 and below gets no training penalties. The other guys are 48s and 49s. They get 1% training penalty. Like, it's a really nice place to be. And it's definitely something that I want to focus on a little bit more next season. There's 2 things I really want to start building out for next season. Number 1 is planning my squads a lot better. And then if I've just got like leftovers, instead of mashing them all together, try and find better squads for them or build better teams for them. But number 2, and we'll get to this a little bit more as we go up the division to the Prestige 26, I really need to start finding players that are not very well balanced. We'll get to that as we go on today. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups here. But Pact Glory, not doing so great. Golden Oldies, guys. The Golden Oldies. This was a team full of leftovers. 5, 6, 2, 7 for them. A team full of leftovers that I put together. We are ranked 10th of 11. However, we're very close in competition with Nexus Newport, who are currently 12th. We're also very close in competition with Lumon Trondheim, who are 4th at the moment. Very well done to them. And then reasonably close in competition to Los Red Makers and Academico, so 6th and 8th. We're considerably better than Scrub Farm. And then there's a new club here, which I guess is Bahia Blanca. Who did they beat? They beat Lumon Trondheim. There must be a decent team in there. But I expected nothing from this team. And okay, Scrub Farm are worse than us, but we got a nice 4-1 win against the Scrub Farm. So also the Lost Red Makers, who are a competitive team to us, we only lost 2-1 to them narrowly, which isn't so shabby. I think it was a late goal on this one as well. Oh, it was an extremely late goal. 93rd minute, robbing us of a point. And in fact, when we're looking at the match stats here, I was competitive. I was competitive. So really, really really happy with how this is playing. Now, I also looking at the captains here. I've got something I want to talk about with regards to captain choice. Also, as we get up to Prestige 26. Then we've got Club 135, guys. I'm telling you, this club is cursed. As we well know, Club 135 is the best in class. I'm not just the best team in the league. I'm the best team by far in the league. My best 16 average is a 61.8. The next team's best 16 average is 59.4. There's a couple of 59s, and then it's really, really poor form from there. And I always look, as I say, guys, when we look at the projections, I always look personally at the best 16 average, not the best 11 average. Because first of all, the best 11 could have 3 goalkeepers in it, right? Because it's just your highest 11 rated players. Doesn't actually represent what you put out there on the pitch. But also, the best 16 average showcases a bit more about rotation, for example. So when we look at, as a perfect example of, let's say, this guy here, his best 11 is only 572, but his best 16 average is actually very competitive to these guys who've got much, much, much higher best 11 than him, which means he'll pick up lots of comfortable victories. And also, if, you've got a 45 rated player that's a centre midfielder that has like 75 passing, I don't know if they exist, but still, doesn't matter that he's 45 rated because he's got an exceptional stat. And there's something that I've really, really, really missed the boat on this season that I wish I did a little bit better for, that I'm going to have to focus on next season. However, these results, guys. So first of all, we played Hiroshima MFC. Let me grab the projections back up again for 135. These guys, Hiroshima MFC, are the 4th ranked team. 4th best ranked team. They're only slightly below us, so drawing 1-1's not too bad. However, we dominated the game in terms of XG, a little bit better possession, shots in our favor. We conceded in the 89th minute to tie this game. Very, very, very sad. Also very sad because look at these match ratings so far on these defenders and goalkeeper. High 7s and an 8 for the GK. And then after that goal, what do they go down to? Low 7s, low to mid 7s, and a 7 for the goalkeeper. So we conceded in the 89th minute to draw 1-1. That's tough, right? Our next game was against Stabia MFC. Now, they are 9th best team in the table. We have a best 16 average of 10 points higher than them. They drew in the 86th minute. They tied the game up. And I'm comfortable in this one. I'm thinking, nice. We're 2-1 up. Our XG is all like dominating in terms of chances created XG. Just a long ball into the box, picked up by Sket, the centre-back, and slammed home. And devastatingly dropping 4 points in the first 2 games. And it is quite important. It is quite important because we've got Bangalore. They lost their first game as well. They're like one of the next best teams around us. Then we've got Rio Bamba, who are 7th. They drew their first game. So actually the competition around here has drawn and lost a little bit. You got Lyon winning 2 from 2. They must have played like the lower players in the table. But I'm expecting a win here, a win here, a win here, a win here, a win. Honestly, I'm expecting to win out pretty much for the rest of the season from this point onwards. I'll be disappointed if we draw again for Club 135. Obviously, we kind of got to get them promoted, right? So that we can carry on with this incredible journey with them. So then we've got the Tunis Ice Farm. We're not going to look too much into these. We've got a 4-1 loss and a 7-0 loss, as was to be expected. But again, with the farms, the progression is what's important. Arms here, 2 passing and 1 physical for a 46 rated left mid. He's got 66 pace. He's decent. He's decent. I'm not saying he can become like a super hyper end elite player or anything, but if he gets up to like around that 55 rating in his career, gains maybe like 3 or 4 more pace up to like 70 and passing up towards like 60 for a 55 rated left mid with good pass, good dribbling, good pace, he could be a bit of a beast. So some good progression anyway here from the team, which of course is quite nice. And then we've got the Neuchâtel farm as well. 6-0 loss, 7-0 loss. Again, as to be expected. The progression here is key. One thing I didn't really kind of consider, and we are getting some really good progression here as well, is although the training is going to be quite nice in general for these teams because they're so low rated, the match performances, because they've got such low match ratings, if we look at that white paper again and look at what happens with what happens when you get like a poor match rating, you end up missing out on quite a significant portion of XP. So if you get a 6.5 match rating, you don't get any penalty. If you get a high match rating, you get a nice bonus on there. If you get a 6 rating, you lose 1%. That's not too bad. 5 rating is you lose 9%. Obviously, like 5.5, you would presume is you lose around 4.5%. If you get a 4 or a 3, you're losing 20% or 33% of the match XP. So when we look at, for example, Sjotstedt here, who's on an average 4.1 rating, it's not good, right? It's not good. He got, in terms of the ratings, where's Sjotstedt? A 4.1. It must be a 4.1 and a 4. And then a 4.2. So he takes a battering in terms of the match XP. He loses almost 20% of XP. And it's, again, one of those things that I just didn't really put into my mind whilst I was building these farm teams. I was like, I don't care if they get relegated. But actually, the whole point of these teams is to, like, see if there's a player that's progressing well and then utilize them further down the line whilst also picking up some MFL. And now I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to lose on average 20% match XP over the course of the whole season. So not a mistake I'm going to make again. I want to make sure next time, next season when I'm kind of building out my teams, I want to make sure my players are in divisions that make sense for their overall, even though the overall of a player doesn't necessarily represent what they are as a player. And what I mean by that, and maybe something for MFL to consider as well, I've got a player called Kiel. Let's have a look at my passing attributes because he's one of my best passers, even though he's an extremely low rated player. He'll stand out like a sore thumb. There he is. I know that's me highly. Passing is like up in the 70s. Where is he? He's not standing out like a sore thumb at all, is he? Maybe he's up to a 64. Should have just looked for his name, I suppose, shouldn't I? Maybe it's not his passing that's up at a 70. Maybe it's his like pace, dribbling, and physical or something that's up there. I'm going to have to find him now. I'm going to have to find him. It's going to bother me if I don't find him like real quick. He's a centre mid anyway. That will help, obviously. There he is. This guy here, he's 53 rated, 74 pace, 70 dribbling, 70 physical, and 55 shooting. Now, he's only got centre mid as an option, but, you know, he would be good if, depending on how you play, if you play with like three midfielders and one of your centre midfielders you use as more an attacking midfielder, and you set him to like high positional freedom, low pass risk, and then, you know, like maybe like some like the ability to attack or aggressive or whatever. He's a 53 rated, but he's got these stats. It wouldn't be unusual to have him in a team full of like 65 rateds because he's got some real good stats. So maybe the whole, I'm overanalyzing, I suppose, a little bit, but maybe the whole training thing's not necessarily the best thing in the world. Then we've got Road to Glory, a team that I really want to do well this season. We have not started off well, but we have started off here against just really good clubs. So our first game was against the Lima Pacificos. They are the second best team in the division, which is often, you know, a 2-1 loss there as well. I think this was a late loss as well, like at least like last 20 minutes or so. Oh no, it was 90th minute. Oh no, that's me scoring in the 90th minute. Never mind. It was 70th minute where I conceded the second goal. And I got beat in this one, and fair enough, you know, deserved to lose that game. Then we drew 0-0 with Mole Academy. Now they are another like top team in the division, but probably we didn't get beat. We drew with them, but probably a team I felt like I maybe should have been beating. However, it was an even game. Bliss there with a 9 rating. I think he saved the penalty in this game. A draw there. But the good news is we've played 2 of the top 4 teams in the division already. We've then got Polga. They're one of the worst. And the other two best ones are Ancheros here and then Extreme 7 Academy. So after 5 games in this league, it's very possible I'm on 4 points after 5 games. But after that, I will have 6 pretty much not guaranteed wins, but 6 games where I'd expect to go and win them all. So the middle of the season could be quite an interesting one overall here for Road to Glory, which is quite nice. And then we've got First Owner FC as well, guys. Now, First Owner FC have got 2 losses. And again, this is a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow. We played against the Crying Chickens first. They are first in the division by a distance. They are the best team. I mean, they are the best team by far, right? Again, kind of pointless. They're just, it's not going to be healthy for them to be kind of down here. Then we got a 3-2 loss against Bassi del Veneto. They are kind of extremely similarly ranked to us. So disappointing to lose 3-2 in this run. And I think, maybe I'm misremembering, but I think this was quite a late one. I am misremembering. That was me pulling it back to 3-2. Got done on for XG there. I think this is the guy. This is the team, I think, that made me want to talk about certain players and how to not, why I don't want them balanced. Maybe it's not this one. Because there was a guy that I played against, and I was just like, damn, man, like, his players were like, whatever, 70 rated, but they had like stats of like 90 rated players in key areas. But yeah, again, a difficult start to the league for First Owner FC, and a long way to go. But this league, other than Crying Chickens, this league doesn't have any other standout teams. There's actually from second all the way down to realistically like 8th. There's like 7 teams in that sort of setup there that are all reasonably competitive, and you can see everyone taking points off of everyone else in those moments. And then the Diamond Heist guys. So the first good news is we scored a goal. I don't think we'll see many of them this season, but we did. And in fact, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. You know, our team here is significantly worse. We're sort of like 7 ratings lower here, 10 ratings lower here, and 9 ratings lower here. And it was, you know, only became 3-1 in the 82nd minute. It's genuinely a valiant effort. And in terms of the match rating, it's super important for these players to not just get battered every game and take those kind of like red match ratings, because they are decent players. You know, he's like 83 rated here. We want him, of course, to progress. We don't want him to keep losing that match rating. Yeah, nice performance here. Getting a goal and an assist, a 6.2 there. Boucher on a 6.4. And he's already progressed as well. He's got 91 defending, actually, which is why I think he performs well in this division. 91 defending, 92 defending for him there, 94 there, 94 there, and 95 there. He's not far off where, I suppose, Lescano's got 91 defending as well, and 93 defending for Sevilla. Listen, maybe we can win a game or 4. I don't know. Who knows? But the most important team for me this season is, of course, Prestige 26. I want to get promoted from Stone. Like, I really want to get into the Iron Division with this team. And when we look at the quality of the squads, an actual disappointing draw here against Dequito, against Taggart. He smashed me for XG, to be fair, as well. Goalkeeper on an 8.9. See how he's got his goalkeeper captained. I want to talk about that in a moment. But then we beat Constantina Europe, who are a very competitive team with us, 2-1. I think I was 2-0 up in this game. Oh no, 1-0 from Duradevic here. And here's our first goal with Prestige 26 as well. Blixt here, going through Aparicio, back to Blixt, finds Duradevic, looked marginally offside, but wasn't. And then Aparicio in the 49th minute scored the goal that won the game. Don't worry, he didn't score direct from a free kick. The ball comes out. There he is over on that left-hand side. Ball comes across from Beckman. Aparicio wins the challenge, the header or whatever, and gets the goal. And in this one, as was to be expected, really, I had the better XG, more shots, and generally had a good game. And again, another good result, a good performance from the goalkeeper. He's been fantastic. But it's been a slow ride here. So we've got the worst team in the league tonight. and then one of the next worst teams in the league, and then one of the next worst teams in the league. So I'm hoping to pick up 3 wins in a row and really kind of just assert myself up there, because this is a super, super competitive division, super competitive. And getting those wins against the teams that you should beat is going to be absolutely customary. And, obviously with the cup being drawn pretty soon as well, I can't remember when the cup starts, in a couple of days' time. Season 5 cup upcoming. When does the Season 5 cup get drawn? Registration closes today at 9. Oh, it's closed registration for the cup. So I guess the draw is going to be very, very, very soon. But notice here how I have Aparicio captained. I don't always have him as captain, but when I do have him as captain, it's always noticeable that his rating is lower. And Josh had said to me something about captaining someone, and Japes had spoke on captain as well. And something that I kind of always noticed was my captain kind of let me down all the time. Like every time Aparicio was captain, I kind of felt like, oh, like you didn't really perform. He gained 2 passing and 1 dribbling, right? As the captain. So when we look at his stats in general anyway, 2 passing takes him to 83 passing and up to 83 dribbling. You would think at that point he would be absolutely insane. And he just isn't. However, every time I face against somebody and they've got their goalkeeper captain, I struggle. And I actually sit here now and think to myself, he gains 3 individual stats from 6 categories. So effectively, like, even though he goes from a 74 to a 76, he doesn't gain stats that warrant that overall. Whereas a goalkeeper doesn't have individual stats. They are just a goalkeeper. Captain team boost +2. Wait. The whole team gets +2 defending? Surely not. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I need to read on captaincy. I need to read on captaincy. I thought it just gave the player. Um, I might have not have known something for an entire 2 seasons. Learn more about player instructions, team instructions. I want to learn more about captaincy, really. Let me just find captain. Where is it? It says it's there. It's just not showing it to me. Team depth. Doc. Hmm. Hmm. Is there a way to search? Oh, yeah. Search the white paper. Cap- Oh, I spell, please. Captain. Meet the team. Oh, there's nothing there on captaincy. I'm just reading this now. Captain team boost. 2 defending, 1 physical. But you wouldn't want to give the goalkeeper captaincy then. This boost will be applied to the entire team. Oh. Did you know? I didn't know. I didn't know. I just presumed it boosted the player only. Why would you ever captain a goalkeeper to give +2 defending instead of captaining a defender that gives 2 defending and 1 physical? A CDM gives 2 passing and 1 dribbling. I guess all midfielders are 2 passing, 1 dribbling. And then attackers are 2 shooting and 1 pace to the whole team. Oh, man. I will never not captain a defender again. Because now, when we look at these defenders, Ebai is going to have 89 defense. Komatsu, 82. Richel, who's going to play the next game, 83. And what else do they gain? 1 physical. And do you know what as well? The physicality determines how quickly they lose the energy. The higher the physical, the lower they lose the energy. So giving everybody a +1 physical. It's only +1, but the 2 defending is like, that's wild. Severio is going to go to 92 defending. I can't believe I didn't know that was for the whole team. My theory in the first place was, if you captain the goalkeeper, because they don't have individual stats, they just go up to a 76. And so therefore, you've given yourself like a better goalkeeper. More equipped to like make saves against attackers that aren't good enough. But actually, you are way better off. Oh, you might be better off changing your captain based on your tactic, your opponent, and everything. Because it might be a case. What does a striker give? 2 shooting and 1 pace. Like if I'm up against somebody where my where my attack is already so much better than his defense and goalkeeper, and then I can give everybody +2 shooting. I need to first of all, I need to experiment with that. Second of all, I need to go and have a look at Cornelius. Because if Cornelius is captain, that's actually a bit silly. Because you don't need to boost his shooting. It's already at 98. You don't get like that big boost. Who did he have as captain? So he had Doge Sports Dennis, so it is boosting attack. Cornelius was captain there. Oh no, he is captain in Cornelius. I'm gonna have to tell Doge Sports to not captain Cornelius. It's unnecessary. You're better off, especially because he plays 5 at the back. You are absolutely better off captaining a centre back and getting a +2 defending and a +1 physical across the board defensively there. Oh my days, guys! You know. Anyway, so the other, like one of the things that I wanted to look at, I don't know if it's possible here now, but and I don't know how long I've been recording for either. It's going to be a long time. Oh, these long videos. I can't remember where it was, what the team was, or why I was looking at it. Next time I see it, I'll pay attention to it. But I've got a lot of players that are quite well rounded. You know, like Beckman here. He's got decent pace and dribbling, decent shooting. His shooting is quite nice for a 75 rated. But like I see people that look like this. Look, 69 rated, right? But 84 pace, 74 passing, and 77 dribbling. Like 84, 74, 77. When we look at Vuk, doesn't have as much pace, only has a few more passing, doesn't have as much dribbling. Why? Because he's got a bit better shooting and a bit better physical. I don't care about those things for a winger. And so it's like, I've done a really, really, really awful job since been playing this game, actually, of not actually having the right players for the way I want to play and just having well-rounded players. And I do think there is a cause to say that well-rounded players can be effective, especially in the midfield, the center of midfield. But for wingers, pace, passing, and dribbling. For strikers, in my personal opinion, pace and shooting. For fullbacks, maybe like pace, defending, and physical, or pace, defending, and dribbling. For centre backs, defending and physical, not necessarily pace. And so it's like when I've got a centre back that's got like, I mean, he's absolutely banging for it. But when I've got a centre back that's got really good passing or really good shooting or really good dribbling, pointless. Anyway, lots for me to kind of like digest and navigate through there. I am blown away and mesmerized by the fact that I didn't realize the captaincy gave a boost to the whole team. But today, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm out. Peace.